Now we're back to one of Money's Beast, and now we're back with Sousaku Kanojo. Yeah, I didn't record yesterday. Surprise, surprise. I don't feel like recording after that entire stressful week of having to deal with being hacked. What certainly didn't help, probably, is the fact that there was another security scare on Saturday. There was no actual issue. Don't worry about that part. The issue is that, in hindsight, I realized that it was probably me, like, setting shit up with the upload. That for some reason, my Google account was like, hey, this is a new PC, yet there's something like this going on. Clearly, this is suspicious behavior. So we're going to log you off of your account on this PC and warn you on, like, your phone. But can't exactly say that I was in rational mind, especially after an exhausting day at work. So yeah, that caused a panic, and I did not fucking feel like recording on Sunday because of that. So yeah, right now, Monday, I do have work tomorrow, and it is almost 11 p.m. I'll keep it short again today. And also, I'ma just say it how it is. I'ma just not be too consistent with uploads for at least a little bit. I feel like it's understandable why. So yeah, if I just don't upload for like a day or two, just don't worry. If there's something actually wrong again, I will put out a community post. I mean, the safest bet would always be to join the Discord. By the way, this link down in the description is safe again for this one, so go join that. Alternatively, the Twitter. I'll also likely post on there if some's like truly horribly wrong. Other than that, yeah, that's it. Let's just get into it because I'm keeping this one short. The clink from the metal bat reverberates, and the ball slams the net at the back of the cages. Oh, right. Almost forgot. Oh, right. I forget. I need to actually set up the fucking 5-second delay and then press new. So it doesn't try to open the fucking taskbar for the window. There we go. Continue to swing your bat towards the ball. The machine shoots at her again and again. The form is still as perfect as ever.
伊達にレギュラーでクリーンナップを打ってたわけじゃないからね。
Okay, smiles kind of better. Okay, never mind. I apparently need to do it differently. Let's try that again. 5-second delay now. There we go. I just realized that I didn't get rid of the text box for that. I'm dumb. I'm an actual generational dumbass. There we go. So you were also regular at that school.
まあね、作家との二足のわらじは大変だったけど、やりがいはあったよ。
The chat asks as long hair sways as she hits the next ball. Form has gotten much better since the last time I saw her, and she's still wearing her school uniform. Every time she swings the bat, as she swings to hit the ball, her skirt moves in a dangerous way. But let's omit that part for now.
どうかした？
Nothing.
そう？ならいいけど。
She returns all the balls thrown at her with perfect
この
form.
バットにジャストミートで当たる感覚が気持ちいいんだよね。そこまで力を入れてなくてもきちんとボールにコンタクトすれば飛んでいく。なんだかさ、バットが自分の体の一部になったようでずっと振り続けていたいくらい。
Alright, found a manga. Again. Girl gets eaten by plant monster, but just instead of die, she just kind of becomes an all-round. And first off, she panicked when she first saw a bee because like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna get pregnant with the kid of a flower I don't even know. So that was kind of funny. Like, yes. Like at least have the flower take me out on a date first, kind of energy. And second, eventually, a weird like monster shows up that uses light magic. It's just like, that was really tasty. I mean, oh no, not light magic. That was also funny. Like, yes, turns out light is not very effective against photosynthesizers. How much do you like baseball?
お父さん譲りですから。今でも青いチームのファンだしね。
Kanagawa's team.
そうそう。東京に来てからよくお父さんと一緒に応援に行ったよ。開放感のある屋外の球場で青に染まった観客席の中で憧れた選手たちが躍動するのを見るのはとても楽しかった。いい思い出になったなって。
Also, new shirt, Gen 1 Mons. It is very big though. It is very much a baggy shirt even for a large lad like me. I see. There was a sour expression on his face for just a moment. Right then, the machine stops shooting out baseballs.
やっぱりバットを振るのは楽しいね。
Us exits the batting cages and her expression is as merry as ever. Perhaps I was mistaken. So, this is where you wanted to come?
うん、久々にバットを振ってみたくてさ。
You see that so long you're talking about.
そりゃ半年前まで現役だったわけだしね。これでも県大会レベルまではいけるところのエースで3番だったんだから。
Like me, you've been doing this for a long time. I remember when we were doing our elementary school baseball team. Isa has always been a pitcher, throwing straights and fastballs. When it came to batting, she had excellent form and could hit the ball at the exact moment to shoot it into the air. I was the other extreme. Even when I played regularly, I couldn't stand out at all. When it came to batting, I could never reach the same level as Isa.
そんなことないよ。鏡くんが女房役をしていたから私は安心して投げられたんだから。
Well, that position was perfect for me. Catchers also have to support pitchers so they don't lose focus when they throw a bad pitch. In our official games, no ball hit the batter or deflected behind me.
鏡くんも野球を続けていると思ってたのに。
Yeah, I thought about it for a while, but I just didn't have that competitive spirit anymore. The only reason I got that far was because of ISM pushing me at any moment. But without my rival, my passion for baseball vanished along with her. I see. You continued playing baseball after transferring. Why didn't you join the softball team here? You know how strong they are here. If you go a couple of times a week, maybe.
私もそうしたかったんだけど。
You're busy writing. It's be hard to handle all that.
それもそうなんだけど、引退後に足を怪我しちゃって。
Keep my eyes, Isa opens her mouth and averts to gaze.
激しい運動は避けるようにお医者さんから言われてるんだ。まだ完治してないから体育の授業も休むことが多くなると
Did
思
you
う。
climb the fucking tree and jumped off of it on the first meeting? What the fuck are you doing, young lady? I could feel the loneliness in her voice as she says that, but I couldn't find the right words. Isa loves baseball so much. She's the one probably suffering the most from not being able to play it. See, apologies for being so insensitive.
ううん、 どちらにしろ作家を続けるならスポーツに避ける時間は少なくなっていただろうし、それにキャッチボールやバッティングくらいならできるから。だから鏡くんは気にしないで。気にされたらそっちの方が落ち込んじゃう。
Alright, I won't worry about it then. Oh, yeah, I read all your novels, I also. Better change the subject in order to escape this gloomy atmosphere I just created.
いつの間に。
As a change of pace, I decided to read and try to find a way out of my slump.
そうなんだ。で、どうだった？
Well, for a moment I opened my mouth to convey my opinion as a fellow writer. That's not what I was asking me. She wants my opinion, not as a writer, but as a reader. As her eyes are telling me. They're very memorable stories. As stories can be summed up with those words. I feel like parts of them are going to stay with me forever. That's what I felt whenever I finished them.
そっか。ちゃんと鏡くんの心に残る物語を書けたんだね。ありがとう。その一言で私は物語を書いててよかったと思えたよ。
You're such an innocent smile, it's so dazzling that I can only look away. Either way, it's just the opinion of a writer in the middle of a slump.
いいんだよ。同業者の感想を求めると専門的な答えしか返ってこないから。それに誰かの心に残るような物語を書きたいっていうのは子供の頃からの目標だしね。ただ私もちょっとスランプ中というか新作の企画が苦戦中なんだよね。
Something you're worried about?
今回は今までのカラーとは違うものでいきたいと思ってるんだ。価値観の違う2人が出会って最初は仲違いをするんだけどお互いの気持ちを理解し合ってそこからお互いのことを気になるっていうストーリーラインでいきたいって思ってる。
Honey, girly pop. You're trying to write a novel, not an autobiography.
でもこの価値観の違う2人の役柄ってのがどうも決まらないんだよね。
Talking about things like the logical woman and the emotional man, or the rich kid and the poor student, right?
そうそう。絶対に結婚したい男性と絶対に結婚したくない女性みたいなのもあるけど。
Anything wrong with that? Isn't that a nice contrast that could lead to an interesting
どう
romance?
にも今までの自分のカラーを引きずっている感じがするんだよね。
As you points it out, that kind of thing is quite common in romantic movies and romance novels. Sure, I can create a sublime story with those elements, but it seems that you want to do something different. Wouldn't mind writing in a genre you have no experience in?
もちろん。むしろそっちの方が作家として新しい境地を開けそうだし。
Well, it has nothing to do with eyes of previous works. Military, science fiction, fantasy. No, and those genres, the world might be much more important than love. If we assume that a story would take place in a real-life setting... What if you try an otaku guy and a class girl? That's also fucking used up.
はい。
A genre is quite common in the otaku industry, and since it would be an actual novel written by the promising Sakura Asaka, I'm sure people will be interested.
でも私全然オタク業界のこと詳しくないよ。
That's exactly why. If you don't want to reuse your colors, you have to use a genre you've never experienced before. Besides, if you want to understand otakus, I'm here. Moment eyes to scrunches her face. Or she then lets out a cheerful laugh as if she understands my words.
そうだね。君からいろいろ教わればいいか。でも結構面白そうかも。オタクの人と一般人って互いの価値観っていうのが、ちょっと挑戦してみたいかも。
Are they though?
というわけで鏡くんにもいろいろと協力してもらうことになるけど、いいの？
Of course, I was the one who proposed it. I'll help you in any way I can. So in return, help me get out of my
も
slump.
ちろん。もともと君にはまた物語を書いてほしいって思っていたし、じゃあその前に鏡くんには1打席打ってもらいましょうか。
Huh?
ほらほら、一応元野球部として頑張ってね。
Isaac pushes me as I reluctantly headed to the cage.
じゃあコイン入れるよ。
Fucking smug ass. However, I still have trouble hitting the ball like I suppose. Regardless, my muscle memory slowly comes back. In the end, I was able to cleanly hit several balls. I'm so tired. Get out of the bathroom and lie down in bed with my pajamas. After playing for 3 more rounds, a comfortable sense of exhaustion fills my body. Yeah, so much fun. Reminded of the days I spent at the baseball club with Ayase. Suddenly another event from my childhood pops into my mind. I don't think that Ayase. But little my eyelids droop. My doubts entangle with my dreams and slowly begin to dissipate. It's never been good with heights. When was it again? It was a weekday and we didn't have club activities today. I happened to be passing by the park near my house. To finish my homework after continue writing my novel. I want to lose to Isa. Think someone gonna write a story that's so amazing it'll make her cry.
ねえ、ちょっと
It's my imagination.
ここにいますけど気づいてよ
Is it a ghost? It is Sam.
上ですけど上にいますけど
So why'd you climb up so high? Cat. It is quite easy to see. It is cat. Also, I don't know why, but I don't know why, but she gives me like Toa Herschel vibes there. And I don't know why. Why does she give me Toa Herschel vibes there? I don't know why. Let me guess, you can't get up because you're scared.
違うもん高いところ私好きだし
Why are your legs shaking so much?
それは猫がさ降りられなくなってたから助けようとして
And now the tables have turned.
私だって登りたくなかったけど子猫がかわいそうだったから
See, I should have called an adult.
それは嫌高いところに登って降りられなくなったなんて子供っぽいって思われるもん
Yes, we are children.
だからトシ君が何とかしてほしい大人の手を借りずに
You can ask me that, but do I bring the ladder I have at home?
結構家まで距離があるしはしごって重いけど大丈夫
Right, besides the ladder's quite long, I don't think I can bring it by myself. That's the case. I said, why don't you brace yourself and jump off the tree?
絶対無理だよ怪我しちゃうって
I'll catch you. At worst, I'll be your cushion.
でもやっぱり怖いしもしかしたらトシ君が怪我しちゃうかもだし
All the training we're doing can't be for nothing. I'm sure I could support you, Isa. Trust me.
分かったゼロになったら飛ぶね
Come on, I'm ready.
3、2、1、0
Ah!
大丈夫トシ君
Yep, somehow. What about the kitten?
ちゃんと抱きしめてたから大丈夫
Good. You okay, Isa?
私もトシ君がクッション代わりになってくれたから
See, that's good.
ありがとう受け止めてくれて
That was a given. You were in trouble, Isa.
そうなの
We're friends. I'm not gonna abandon you.
そうなんだ
Why are you so quiet? It's not like you. I see that disappointment on your face.
もうこれでも感謝してるんだよ。本当にありがとう。想像したほどオタクって感じの部屋じゃないんだね。
That's a nice outfit. The only otaku things here are the posters on the walls. I'm only a guest here. My room in my parents' house is exactly how you would imagine it. I visited my room on the first weekend after the semester started in order to gather information for a novel. Got nervous. A long time since the girl came into my room.
どうかした？
Nothing. Said whatever you want. It'd be embarrassing if I said notices my feelings, so I'll just pretend to play it cool. Besides, it doesn't look like I says too hung up about being here.
うわ、これって。
She has a wistful smile on her face, looking at the shelves decorated with clay figures, sewed crafts, and wooden creations of her youth.
ちゃんと保管してたんだ。
Brought them over as a reminder for myself. Don't ever want to forget what sparked my initial passion.
そうなんだ。なんだか嬉しいな。
Happy? Why?
ある意味、私との思い出が詰まったものを大切にしてくれてるんだなって思ったから。
True, the shelf is full of the things I created in order to compete against Ayase. As true that I think for every time I look at them. It is a little embarrassing, putting it that way. Nobody told you the reason, that's it. Tried to change the subject to hide the fact that I'm blushing so much. Alright, what you actually came here for.
そうだった。オタク知識を教えてくれるってことなんだけど、今日は何を教えてくれるの？
Let's see, Ayase, do you prefer anime or games?
どっちでもいいけど、鏡くんはどっちがおすすめ？
Well, since I'm a writer, I prefer games where the text is the primary way of conveying the story.
文章がそのまま表現？よくわからないけど、君のおすすめならやってみようかな。
Alright, I'll teach you the ropes with this one.
なんだか目が怖いんだけど。
Don't worry, I'll get it ready. Just give me a moment. Left the console into the TV and turn it on. On screen, 4 distinct heroines and an extremely gaudy logo appear on screen. Magical Extra. This is a port of a PC game that was released 5 years ago. One of the heroines in this version was a sub-heroine in the original version, plus they added a lot of extra content. It's a highly acclaimed work that's set in the modern world where magic is common. Should cover the basics of a school-based romance. This game can answer one simple question for beginners. What is a Galagir? With that in mind, I let Ayase play for about 30 minutes and then...
ねえ、これって本当にゲームなの？
Yeah, visual novels are a highly acclaimed genre of games. Is it though? Like in the grand scheme of gaming, really isn't. Like yes, we're in our subspace. No, they can be base as hell. But like if you look at the gaming scene on the grander scale, they'd use the term visual novel more as an insult towards the game. Especially ball and gun gamers. Gun and ball gamers. I don't remember which way around it was.
でも、ほとんど絵は動かないし、会話文と字の文が続いていくだけなんだ。ゲームっていうよりも豪華な小説に近いような。
You're not wrong. Galgi are games in which the player can only change the story when a decision comes into play.
さっき3つ出たやつだよね。
Yeah, like that. There used to be a lot of games that had a lot of choices and a ton of branches and endings. The times changed. Nowadays games are very linear and that make them popular.
でもゲームだと小説媒体に比べて絵があるから字の文が少ないんだね。
Narration. Essentially, she's talking about every sentence that isn't dialogue. It's important for the pacing of the game to intersperse narration within dialogue.
私が仮にゲームのシナリオを書くとしたら、 小説媒体の情景描写になりきってるから適応するのに時間かかりそうだな。
Drawing a scene, it's using narration. I know. In a small room, there was a dirty bed and an old children's desk. Something to that effect. It happened to everyone. When I wrote my game, the artist got mad at me because he used too much narration to describe the scene.
その分、心理描写は小説と同じぐらいなんだね。
Internal narration, a sentence that describes what a character is thinking and feeling. Yes, we know. Yes. But the next sentence should highlight the emotion of the character. For example, I want to enter my house as soon as possible and warm up. Images can't tell the whole story, so that's where the internal narration comes in handy.
なるほどなるほど。
Isa nods as she continues taking notes. After regressing about 3 hours into the game...
ねえ、鏡くん。
ん？
この主人公って、もしかして耳が不自由だったりする？
No, that's not part of his character.
だって、すぐそばにいるヒロインの独り言が聞こえないことが多すぎない？それとも、これは聞こえないふりをしている？
Nah, the idea is that the protagonist didn't hear them.
でも
Listen, those scenes are there to represent the heroine's feelings that sometimes slip out of her involuntarily. They make her cuter. But if for some reason the protagonist hears them, then he'll know her feelings towards him, right? And then the protagonist would have to make a decision right there and then whether to accept them or not. That would make the dramatic confession scene irrelevant.
物語として退屈なものになってしまうと。
I'm glad you understand.
でも物書きならさ、こういう表現に頼らず、女の子の仕草とか行動とかで主人公への好意を示すような描写をしなければならないんじゃない？そういうお約束に頼っているのは、物書きとして技量が足りないのをごまかしているんじゃないの？
Those are some fighting words. I'll just pretend I didn't hear them. Even then, Asa continues to play normally and progresses through the game.
生徒会がこんな権力を持っているのっておかしくない？もう学生レベルじゃない気がするんだけど。毎朝起こしに来てくれる幼馴染ってもう私たちぐらいの年齢だとすると、女の子が自分に脈ありだって普通気づくものじゃない？
Stop using logic. It never ends well. I make the mistake sometimes.
主人公の男の子、さすがに鈍感すぎるんじゃないかな。
Oh yes, that is entirely correct though.
主人公とヒロインが付き合って結婚の約束をしているけどさ、学生時代の結婚の約束って子供のおままごとじゃない？これから大学へ行って卒業したら就職して収入が安定したら同棲して、それで生活面でも性格面でも問題ないなって思ったら結婚するものじゃない？いや、でもこのぐらい無鉄砲なのが等身大なのかな。でもこの二人大人びている設定だし。
Asa continues to ask me whatever question pops into her mind. I'll respond and Asa will listen closely and continue to play while occasionally taking notes.
ヒロインごとのルートだっけ？どことなく主人公の性格が変わってる気がするんだけど。
I mean, that one's kind of fair. Like your partner rubs off on you. To a degree at least. Don't think too much about it. He's just in a complicated situation.
Ah, 結構詰め込んだね。
Good job. It's amazing you could finish 2 routes in just 1 day.
せっかく鏡くんが時間を作ってくれたんだから、その時間は有意義に使わないと。でもこれが普通なの？二次元の登場人物って全員強靭なんじゃ。
Pouting, Asa rests her head. I decide to let her know about her next mission. Alright, let's go to a Doujin event next week.
何それ？
You'll understand when you see it for yourself.
わかった。でもいいの？せっかくの休日なのに私のために使っちゃって。
Don't worry, I plan to go to this event anyway. However, all I'll ask is that we buy all the doujins I want first.
それは構わないよ。私がついていく形な。ただ同人誌って聞いたことはあるんだけど、どういう本なの？
Oh, it's porn. Doujinshi are creations, mostly books created by a group of people with a common goal using their own money. In other words, it's a self-published work that's only circulated at the event itself. There's a wide variety. It can range from manga to books to reviews. Apparently the origins of Doujinshi go back all the way to the Meiji era.
へえ、そう聞くと結構な歴史を感じる文化なんだね。
Yeah, it also has a lot of porn. Like, this man chose the console version, probably not just for the additional content. Probably would have also been obviously awkward to sit through the sex scenes with her. Seems like Asa has a pretty dignified view of the Jinshi. Well, she'll understand better once we go to the event. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Also, when you get home, make sure to watch this anime as well.
結構長くない？こんなに関数があると。
No, an anime episode is 23 minutes long and a DVD has 2 episodes. So you can watch a 12-episode series in half a day.
ほう。それじゃあ実写ドラマの DVD よりは値段が安い感じ？ 1巻1000円ぐらいとか？
Each one costs between 7,000 and 8,000 yen.
それだと実写ドラマの DVD ボックスが少し付け加えるだけで買える値段だけど。
Alright, listen, the anime industry is also struggling to survive.
そんな説明じゃわかりませんけど。
How could I not laugh hearing a response? At the same time, I was begins to smile.
でもこうして鏡くんと友達でいられてよかった。一度だけ話せなくなった時期があったから。
Remember correctly, it was about 5 years ago, right? For some reason you started avoiding me.
そうそう。その時は私も子供だったな。
These words take me back to memories I thought were lost to time. At this point, give this man Alzheimer's so he stops constantly throwing us into flashbacks every few fucking minutes. Like, I want to know, of the playtime I've played this game thus far, how much of it was was flashbacks? I feel like it was at least a third. At the very least, this part's probably half flashback, half not. Probably not actually the case, and I'm just overreacting. But let me have my funnies. Hi, Asa. Hey, didn't you hear me?
練習中以外は話しかけてこないで。
Why?
私にもいろいろあるから。
Did I do something wrong? Did you get angry because I ate one of the sausages without you noticing?
違う。というか、何勝手に人のウインナー食べてるのさ。
What is it then? Been distant lately.
だからいろいろあるの。
I don't know what a lot of things means.
トシ君には関係ないことだから。
They do want to talk to you, Asa. I want to get along with you.
別に私はトシ君と仲良くしたいとは思ってないし。
Why? At least give me a reason if you have one. If you don't, you won't convince me.
からかわれるから。
They'll mock you.
トシ君と一緒にいると他の男の子から夫婦だとかトシ君のこと好きなんだとか言われるから。
I don't really care about those comments.
私は気にするの。だからトシ君とはあんまり関わらないようにしたいの。
But it's not like you don't really want to talk to me, right?
それはもう。
Okay, tell me. Who made fun of you? Okay, tell me. Who made fun of you? Don't worry. I'm not planning on doing anything. I'm not planning on doing anything. Not planning on doing anything. Not planning on doing anything. Don't you worry. Like, that gesture at the end specifically is funny because this man is a child and he is fake shaving his beard with a knife. There's only one thing you're supposed to do in these kinds of situations.
そうなの？
それでなんだよ。
Whoa!
出して。
I want to talk to you about ice.
アイサ綾瀬のことか。それで
I want you to stop making fun of Isa for being with me.
はあ、別にからかってないし。
Isa told me she doesn't like that, so I want you to stop doing that.
なんだよお前。綾瀬のことが好きなのかよ。
Isa's my childhood friend and she means a lot to me. I don't want you to get in the way of our friendship.
鏡。お前のこと前々から気に食わなかったんだ。
What do you want to do about that?
ぶちのめしてやるに決まってんだろ。
That's more like it.
トシ君大丈
Somehow I feel pain all over though.
夫？なんでこんな無理して。
I do these types of things because I want to be with you, Isa. I'd feel very lonely if I couldn't talk to you, and I'd feel even worse if I couldn't get along with you. Isa?
もうそこまで言うなら一緒にいてあげてもいいかな。
Hmm? You hate me or something?
違うよ。なんていうか説明しにくいけど、私も君と一緒にいたい。
See, that's great.
ありがとう。私このことを絶対に忘れないから。
Something like that, right?
あはは、思い出されるとちょっと恥ずかしいけどね。
It's a bit embarrassing for me too, and in hindsight, I'm sure there was a better way to solve that whole situation.
私は嬉しかったよ。あんな風にまっすぐ言ってもらえて、あれがなかったらきっと君とは疎遠になっていたと思うし。
Really?
そうだよ。あのことがあったから私は。
You?
なんでもない。もう遅いし今日は帰るね。
Oh, whoops, I was about to confess. Okay, see you next week.
今日は本当にありがとう。また何かあったらよろしくね。
I said to him after thanking me. It's because we talked about past, but I start to remember my feelings towards Asa. We were kids. That's what I kept telling myself, yet that for some reason my heart continues beating like crazy. I'm definitely doing her last. Okay, why go to a transition screen but then do a transition on the transition screen when there's already a transition? Like, do that shit when it's like, oh, you move from one scene to the next within, like, the first day, or, like, they physically move during the scene. Why change to a transition screen whose purpose it is to transition between scenes, but then do a transition between the transition screen and the scene? What? What? A week later, us and I are waiting at the train station in Tsukinomihama. Hold on. I had to remember how to say that again. At least I think it's Tsukinomihama.
結構朝早いんだね。お昼過ぎじゃダメだったの？
If you get there in the afternoon, it'll be a ghost town.
即売会ってそういうものなの？
Yeah, that's why I want to arrive just before the event starts, so you can really experience for yourself what these events are like.
なるほど。
Mind the porn.
あ、わかった。たまにニュースで流れてるコミマってやつだよね。
Those ones are only held in summer and winter. Today's event is different.
あれ、そうなんだ。
This event is not as big as Comic Cat, but it's still a pretty big Doujinshi event, so be prepared.
覚悟って大げさな。でも楽しみだな。
Be prepared! I'll understand when we get there. The train finally arrives as we continue our chat. Quickly board the train.
そういえばなんだけど、私、男の子と二人で出かけるなんて初めてかもしれない。
Really? You have a boyfriend or two when you transferred schools? Very attractive after all. Imagine a lot of guys confess to her. As having a boyfriend, just thinking about it makes my heart hurt a little for real
部
some
活と
reason.
創作活動で忙しかったし、恋人を作る暇はなかったよ。そういう君こそ彼女の一人や二人。ごめん、なんでもないよ、気にしないで。
Hey, you can just ask. I'm all
い
ears.
や、だって鏡くんが彼女と一緒に歩いている姿なんて想像できないし。それにほら、見事なオタクくんに育ってたし、現実の女の子に興味ないんじゃないかなって。
Yeah, as if I'm interested in real girls too.
声優家の月見坂さんだっけ？
Yeah, that should be proof enough that I'm interested in real girls.
なら月見坂さんに何かアプローチでもしたの？
I'm just choosing to protect her from harm.
かっこよく言ったつもりかもしれないけど、ただのヘタレだよね。
This girl, she's just sticking the knife in the hearts of otakus everywhere. Besides, if I actually approach her out of nowhere, it'll only make her wary of me. Worst case scenario, she'll hate me and I will lose everything. If that happens, I'm sure I'll get depressed like last time. As the basis for my decision to support her to a degree without any direct contact.
でもデートぐらいはしたんじゃないの？私のことをスムーズに誘えたんだしさ。
Why do you think that asking you to come on to an event with me is a date?
一応私も女の子なんですけど。
Right! She has a point! From the outside looking in, it can appear that I asked us out on a date. Hold on. There's no diplomacy here. It's just so she can gather material for a novel. That's right. That was the only thing on my mind when I asked her out. Had no other ulterior motives. Nothing to be ashamed about. Wasn't thinking anything else. Man.
いきなり頭を抱え出してどうしたの？
I'm fighting against my own demons.
はあ。
But looking at it in another way, she's my childhood friend. Of course, we'd have a pretty deep relationship. She was play sports, so her figure is great. Also, she's very stylish and feminine. Her face and eyes are beautiful, and her hair is long and silky. Proof is in the pudding. I mean, all the guys our age on the train are all staring at her. However, you don't surpass Kiri and Tsukimi.
何が？
When you compare to Kiri and Tsukimi.
なんで私いきなり喧嘩売られてるの？
As we approach the city, the number of people on the train keeps increasing.
これ通学する時以上に混んでない？
The closer we get to the venue, the worse it becomes. This is nothing. If we go to Comiket, the train is packed like sardines.
これでマシってコミマってどんなイベントなの？
Ase was completely bewildered, is cornered and thrown off balance by the passenger next to
うわ
him.
っとっとっと。
Ase grasped her hand without a second thought and bring her closer to me. This will make it a little easier for Ase.
ありがとう。助かったよ。
Sorry, I should have done this earlier.
気づいた時点で行動してくれたんだからそれで十分だよ。でもそろそろ手は離してほしいかな。
Ah, sorry. Immediately release her hand when she mentions that. How long has it been since I last held the girl's hand? Obviously before Ase moved away. Why does it feel so awkward now? I don't think about Ase in that way. At least I shouldn't. Maybe I'm just caught off guard a bit by being alone with a girl. Huh. Getting my composure, I noticed an ad on the train for a very popular author.
あれね。なんだかちょっと恥ずかしいね。
An ad about Sakura Ayasaka's new novel is hanging on the top of the train. On the bottom, it also says Suguri Tengenji recommends it. Suguri Tengenji recommends it, which makes me curious about their relationship. So, how did you end up talking with Suguri Tengenji?
確か1年前に発売した「君と出会うためにもう一歩」をすぐりさんが読んで気に入ったらしくて、それで編集の人を通して私に連絡してきたの。それからは直接メールで何回かやり取りをするようになって、お互いの執筆した作品の感想だったりごく普通な雑談だったり、少し年の離れた友人に近いかも。
friends with Suguri Tengenji. How many people in this world can even say that? But I've heard Suguri Tengenji only remembers the names of people she likes. The fact that she calls Ayase a friend means Ayase is definitely very important to Tengenji.
知ってる？すぐりさんって彩華学園出身なんだよ。
Don't you smug me like that. First time I've heard of that, she barely talked about her past.
そうそう。それで当時の彩華学園は
You're kind of lonely listening to Ayase. It's like Ayase and I are worlds apart, and that's why I feel so dejected.
Naniこの人混み
Ayase stands still, looking stunned when we arrive at the venue. For someone who has never attended an event like this, seeing this large crowd could be quite a shock to the system. It also terrified me. I was also terrified my first time here.
この人混みの中を突き進むってことはないよね。
What are you talking about? If we stand around here, I won't be able to buy the Doujinshi I was looking for.
無理こんな人混みなんかに突っ込んだら窒息死しちゃうって
Honestly, this is nothing compared to Comic Cat. I can't just give up because Ayase is a little worried. I got some fucking Doujinshi with my name on it. Alright, let's go. Take my hand. It'll be bad news if we get separated.
手をつなぐって
You want to wait for me here then? If you really don't want to come, just watching the event from here will probably be enough. Ayase shakes her head even before I can finish speaking.
行くよ。これも作品を書くための経験にしたいから。
Her radiant eyes are simply entranced. Yep, she's the real deal as a creator. Do everything I can to offer it to here.
うん。
As I grasp my hand tight, I clearly feel her hand compared to when I briefly held them on the train. Wait, why am I being conscious of her? Check my head, trying to dispel these wicked thoughts. Asa looks at me in confusion, but gestures towards the crowd, and we begin moving our way, we begin to make our way through. Yeah, that would make sense.
ようやく落ち着いてきたみたいだね。
It's already noon. I'm sure some people have left already.
もうイベントは終わりなの？
No, it goes until evening. But the circles that sold out their entire stock and the people who already bought what they wanted usually leave by now.
ほう、もう完売してるところがあるんだ。すごいね。
Asa looks around as she says this. As crowds has already dispersed a bit, the venue has settled down quite a bit.
あれって確か鏡くんが貸してくれたアニメの同人誌だよね。
Look to where she's pointing and notice a stall selling anime doujinshi from the anime I lent her the other day. Oh yeah, you're right. That circle... Crap.
サンプルはご自由にどうぞって書いてあるんだね。どんな内容か気になるし、ちょっと読んでくるね。
No, wait. I panic and try to stop Asa, but a group of cosplayers crosses between us and I can't make it in time.
すみません。これちょっと読ませてください。どれ。
That's why I told you to wait. I apologized to the employee for Ayase's extreme reaction. I walked towards Ayase, who is by the wall. She's completely red and her mouth is agape.
あのアニメってあんな過激な内容だったっけ？
No, that's just the creator's fantasies running wild. I want to draw her doing something erotic. I want to see her in these kinds of situations. That's what the creator thinks as he makes an adult doujinshi. About 20% of comic at doujinshi are 18 plus.
2割も？オタクの人ってみんなオープンなんだね。
Don't put them all in the same boat. The other 80% are completely pure books. Besides, we also write about our fantasies. There's not much difference between us if you think about it.
それはそうなんだけど、ショックが大きすぎて。
Asa covers her face with her hands for a few minutes to avoid showing the fact that she's blushing. After regaining composure, Asa pulls out a notebook and starts asking me
と
questions.
ころで、座席の配置ってランダムなの？壁の人はすごい大きいスペースで、真ん中付近の人たちは狭いスペースだけど。
In these events, there are several types of booths. The island booths, the birthday booths, and the wall booths. First, we have the islands. They are the booths in the center of the place, and you can only approach them by the front of their hallway. And we have the birthday booths. They are also on the corners of the islands, but they are bigger booths.
さっき私が突撃したところ
Yeah, the more popular circles are there, and we'll have more people waiting in line.
ということは、壁っていうのはこの建物の壁際に配置されているサークルのこと
Exactly. They are even more popular circles than the birthday ones, and these positions are reserved for them. This way, there's more room for everyone. Kamiket was the progenitor of all this. There are also other types of booths, like the edges of the island or some interior walls, but as long as you remember those first three, it should be enough.
なるほどなるほど
She continues jotting down notes in her notebook.
もうダメ疲れた
Asa rests her body on a table as if her body is telling her that it doesn't want to move anymore. Good job, I was able to buy almost everything I wanted. It was a successful event for me.
鏡くんは意外と平気なんだね
Even if I don't show it, I'm still tired. I just come to these events a lot, so I'm already used to
オ
crowds.
タクの人たちって全然体力ないと勝手に思ってたけどみんな体力あるんだね
I'm sure that almost everyone here will definitely be feeling sore the next day. Anyways, is your leg okay? You say you had an injury?
歩くぐらいなら大丈夫なんだ激しい運動とかはもちろんダメだけどね
That's good to hear.
それより今日はありがとう少しずつだけどオタクの人たちの生態っていうのが分かってきたかも
College? What are we, different species? You got a long way to go if you think this is all it takes to understand otakus. This is only the tip of the iceberg.
まだあるんだ
It's only a mere introduction. Otakus are very troublesome creatures.
ああそれはわかるかも
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
別に他意はないよ
We both start laughing.
なんかさこうしてまた鏡くんと話すことができるなんて夢みたいだなってちゃんとあの時の約束覚えていたんだよね
Promise.
まさか覚えてないの
Well, the last time we saw each other was 3 years ago, right? When I was younger, I made a lot of promises, can't remember them all.
こないだやったゲームの主人公は幼馴染との約束を覚えていたのに
That was a game. This is real life. It is not.
本当に覚えてないほら小説コンクールの発表後に約束したこと
Oh, contest. If I remember correctly, that was just before I also moved.
ついに発表だね
Yeah, confident dice.
どうだろう自分なりにはうまく書けたと思うけどそういうトシ君は
I think I did pretty well, although I also just wrote what I wanted.
なら一緒だね絶対負けないから
I won't lose either, especially against you, Ice. At the time, Ice and I were busy with the baseball club, but we also continued creating without ever stopping. Maybe because of our rivalry, but we definitely improved a lot more. And that was when we participated in a novel contest for students. Of course, there were people older than us competing in the same category, but we were trying to prove our skills could beat those people. We focused as much as we could, using all our free time doing it.
ホームページに結果が出たよ最優秀賞私が
Well, that's just an ending theme name waiting to be used at the end of her route. Like, I clocking it in right now. Again, clocking in something. Her ending theme is going to be called Happy End After. Or like something to that general direction. My name wasn't at the top, only Ias's name was there. I remember the frustration I felt. For some reason, I readily accepted those results. At that point, I already understood that there was a big difference between me and her.
私、将来は絶対小説家になる。多分、いっぱい努力して、いっぱいいろんなことを知らないとなれないとは思う。でも、私は決めたから。前から考えていて、ちょっと調べてたんだ。お母さんやお父さんにも話してないけど、東京に開校したばかりのクリエイターを育成する学園があるんだって。私、そこに入学して、いっぱい勉強して、いっぱいいろんなことを知りたい。私立彩華学園って言うんだ。CM で見て、一目で惹かれたんだ。その時はさ、一緒に通おうよ。
At the time, I didn't know anything about Psycho Academy. But also at that moment, I didn't want Asa to leave me behind. I wanted to be with her forever. Okay, I'll go with you. It's probably why I agreed when she said that.
ありがとう。トシ君がついてきてくれるなら心強いよ。約束だからね。私と一緒に学園生活を送るんだって。
I wonder if that was that, if it was at that moment. If that was when I realized I was in love with Asa. I remember. The reason I didn't want to remember was because of the shock of losing Asa at the time.
思い出せた？
Yeah, when it's just a childhood promise. Honestly, after you transferred, I didn't think that promise meant anything. Hold on, did you enroll in Psych Academy to fulfill that promise?
いや、それだけじゃないって。前にも言ったように、いろいろと条件が良かったから通う。一応、約束のことも覚えてはいたけど。
The mood between us becomes awkward for a while, and a long silence hangs over us. In an attempt to break that silence, Asa opens her mouth.
あのさ、一応新作の件で編集にはすでに話を通してるんだ。簡単な企画書の方はすでに提出済みで問題ないって。
Asa tells me about the story and how she wants it to unfold. Looking at her, it doesn't seem like just another class. She doesn't seem like just another classmate. It feels like I'm talking with my childhood friend.
どうかした？なんだか嬉しそうだけど。
That's nothing. I lie, knowing there's definitely something happening inside me. Feels something for us. Love, loneliness, these vague emotions just won't go away. What does all of this mean? You're definitely The next day, something is still stirring within me. As is my first love, there's no doubt about that. After so much time has passed, first love should only be a distant memory at this point. If that's the case, why do I feel so strange?
悩み事があるなら少し散歩でもしてきたら？
breakfast.
まだちょっとかかりそうだから朝の空気を吸ったら少しは気が紛れるかもしれないわよ。
Right. I'll go for a walk then.
ええ、いってらっしゃい。
Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you enjoyed this one. I immediately want to end myself because I talked like a Gungan. The Gungans deserve to be extinct. Anyways, bye.